Welcome back for another episode. I just wanted to do something a little different this time, if you haven't noticed. Wanting to switch it up a little bit. But I am Shauna Chisholm, the other whole of Julius Chisholm. And as you can see, I am solo dolo this time around. Julius is currently in South Carolina, traveling right now. So you will hear from just me this week, but there will be probably an individual video of Julius and him talking more about this from a male perspective on Sunday. And just preface, I do have a bit of more of a lisp than usual. Transparency, I did get some dental work done, so you're gonna hear that throughout the video. Hopefully that isn't an interruption. But welcome back to Relationship Driven. Hopefully everyone's been having a wonderful week, and if not, hopefully this video is beneficial and helpful to whoever maybe isn't having the best week. So I want to talk to you guys about choosing a partner, choosing the right partner per se. And just to talk more about that, at least from my perspective, it took time for me to choose, the right partner when it comes to, my marriage now. Just a bit of like my backstory. I just hopped around from relationship to relationship and just expecting that, at some point I'll find the one and the person that I need in my life. And it just didn't work out that well for a good couple years. I didn't realize that there were some red flags in some people that I should have spotted, or at least should have seen and done something about it, versus just trying to be okay with maybe somebody not treating me the way I deserve, and vice versa. I wasn't perfect, so maybe me not treating somebody the way they deserved either. Sometimes that can be a never-ending cycle, unfortunately. But when it comes to choosing a partner, you just want to be able to understand that you can't, again, going back to what we talked about before, you can't change people and you can't fix them. You can't try to make them into the person you want them to be, because they won't do that. Having the right partner and the right, person is they're going to decide to change on their own for you, not forcibly change because you want them to. And I'll give you an example. When I started dating Julius, we were just some goofy people, still goofy people, but we were just new to understanding each other, different personalities, just getting to know each other better. And we're not perfect. We're both quirky. We both have things about us that maybe are a little weird, and we are some silly people, but we just decided to date each other and just see where that rabbit hole went, and we didn't try to change each other. Well, at least I didn't. I'll say, I don't know if Julius is gonna like this part, but in the beginning of our relationship, I feel like there are some things he was trying to change about me, because he realized maybe there's some things that she could be better at. And he did try to change me a little bit at first, but then he realized I can't force her to become who I want her to be. She's gonna have to grow and change on her own in time. And I did. And I think that's something you do have to understand in a future partner is the person that maybe you're spotting some red flags, are they willing to change? If they're willing to communicate and talk through things, then that's great. But if they're not, that's gonna be a whole nother conversation that you're gonna need to have. When it comes to choosing a partner, a good friend, or just having relationships with other people, you're going to want to understand that they're going to have to be mature in the conversation that you're having with them. They're going to need to understand that if there's disagreements, they have to be talked about. You can't brush it under the rug. You can't ignore it. You can't think that it'll go away in time. You have to be able to discuss it and be mature about it. And I know that's not always the case, and it's harder, said than done. But I just think, and I believe, when you truly love and care about somebody, you'll be willing to have those hard conversations. When it comes to choosing a partner, you want somebody who is your biggest cheerleader. You want somebody who's willing to support you no matter what. If there's something that you're excited about that's new that you're wanting to dive into, of course, the person you love and respect the most, you'd want them to support that. And if they don't, that's a red flag that you're going to need to talk about. Or, transparently, some people just aren't for you, so you just kick them to the curb. However that's going to look for you. But if somebody's not willing to support you, be your biggest cheerleader in what you want to do, that's a red flag. Someone's not willing to have maturity in a conversation with you, that's a red flag. Somebody that you can completely trust. Trust is so important when it comes to having any type of relationship with anyone, whether that's coworkers, friendships, just relationships with new people. Trust is so important. And I understand being vulnerable is scary in today's time and age. I know it's scary to put trust in people, especially when trust is hard to earn nowadays. But just know, if you feel like you have to walk on eggshells around the person that you're with, that's a red flag. That's not worth it. You not being able to be your true self is not worth the relationship unless they're willing to talk through it and work with you on it. But why would you want to be with somebody who makes you feel like you can't be your true self? When choosing a partner, you want to be able to be authentically you. Somebody that's going to love you for all your flaws. I'm not perfect at all, whatsoever. And Julius, he loves every part of me. He loves, the good, the bad, the annoying. The good, the bad, the annoying. He loves me. And he's willing to work through things with me, whether it's hard or not, going out of his way to do things that maybe he doesn't feel like doing in the moment, but he does it to make me happy. That's compromise. Being willing to compromise is something you want to choose and find in your partner. Willing to agree to disagree sometimes. I truly believe when you find the right partner, the right person for you, they're willing to go to battle for you. They're willing to do things that they don't want to do. Or maybe sometimes it's a little hard, but they do it anyway because they love and care about you. And vice versa. You doing that for that person as well. It should never be one-sided when it comes to those things. But deep down, when it comes to finding that partner, allow it to come to you transparently. I didn't find Julius until I was 27. And I know some people are like, wait, you're older than 27? I know. I know. I'm telling you, water, moisturizer, vitamins, exercise. Those things will help you forever, long term. But anyways, I didn't find Julius until I was 27. And it's okay to take your time and realize you don't have to rush to find someone. You can take the time and even if you don't believe what I don't believe, if you believe what I believe or if you don't believe what I believe, that's okay. But for me, prayer has been the biggest thing. Just praying on that someone is out there for you. Someone is made for you. And that you waiting is not a bad thing. Being single is not a bad thing. I didn't settle when it comes to finding that person for me. I waited. And I ended up finding and meeting the love of my life in my best friend. He is my best friend, and somebody that you can truly confide in and be yourself with, and just, you don't have to hide anything. You want a partner where you don't have to hide things because you're afraid of how they're going to react versus respond. You want to be able to go to them for anything. Again, it goes back to that trust. You want a partner that's going to show up when it matters. If you're going through something, and to their best ability, obviously, if they're like away and traveling, somewhere, or, work or whatever it is, like those things I get. But if you're able to make something happen and show up for the person and the people you care about, you need to be able to do that. When people need you the most, you have to show up. You have to be present. Because what good is it If you're, you have a partner and you're in a relationship, but when it comes to, a concert that you could be performing in, or a book club that you're really passionate about, or you end up needing to go into surgery, for go to the hospital for a surgery. Like, major events like that matter. And to have the person you love show up for those things, it truly does matter. Making time for the other person. You want a partner that's going to, again, it goes back to that compromise and collaboration. You want someone who's going to make time for you. That doesn't say, oh, I don't have time for that. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to work. Blah, blah, blah. I get it. You're married to somebody who's a winner and ambitious, and that's great too. Or you're dating someone who is. That's wonderful. But you do have to learn how to be able to manage your time and make time for the things that matter. You want a partner that's willing to do that for you. And you be willing to do that for them. Like, I'm not trying to pinpoint, all the males having to do everything. As a woman, I do realize that it is reciprocated. You can't expect to want the perfect guy or the best guy in the world and not be willing to be the best woman in the world, right? Like, you want to be able to reciprocate all the things I'm talking about, because then it'll just be one-sided, and nobody wants that either. I am completely grateful that I didn't settle and that I waited and believed that there was someone out there for me. And I'm so grateful and happy to say that there was. I have the love of my life, and I'm happily married. And I couldn't be more grateful because we learned and grew together. We had things that we had to work on. Oh boy. And there's still things we need to work on. Like, no one's perfect. But we're willing to grow and change together and make the necessary changes for each other. We're willing to go through those things. We're willing to go through the good and the bad. And we're willing to work through it all. I just highly recommend, again, when choosing a partner, you're going to want to look for those things. And if there are any red flags, if there's any red flags, you're going to want to pay attention to those and just save yourself the time if it's not worth it. And if it is, be willing to talk through it. But yeah, that's what I have for you guys. Hopefully you have a wonderful night. Please like and subscribe. Comment down below if there's anything you would like us to talk about topic-wise. We are here for it. Again, we do highly take that to appreciation. We do look at all the comments. So if there's anything, any topic you'd like us to discuss, we will put it on our list to talk about. But that's what I have for you guys. Always be diligent when choosing your partner and choosing your relationships, no matter what.